After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 356. It is Sunday, May 26, 2019, as we are recording. Yes, Sunday. We were out yesterday, so we're a day late. Thank you for your patience. We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun and the Womanclave. We're glad to have you with us. If you're new, we hope you find something that you like and that will keep you coming back. And if you're returning, we're always glad to see you back. If you're in the shadows, please feel free to join us officially in the Ravelry group. Just go to Pen, Hook, and Needles on Ravelry and join the group. Then you'll be eligible for the prizes and the giveaways and things. And if you're watching us on YouTube, most likely, you'll feel free to join us there. Just press the little subscribe button on your right. And, right?
It'd be on their right, our left.
Yes, our left, your right. Okay, I think that's right.
Yes.
Is that where the button is now? They keep moving the button.
It's on the right.
Okay.
Their right.
On their right. So just press that little button and a little bell so you can get notifications. There's Taya's flying pig. And that way we can see how many of you are with us. We're always glad to see you guys with us. And it also makes us more visible to other people who might be looking for that kind of a podcast. We do have a new member who joined us officially. That's Sarah Van G. And I don't know that her name is Sarah, but I'm assuming it is. So we want to welcome her. We're glad to have you with us. I am not drinking any tea today. And neither is Talia. We're just having water because today is...
boring.
Huh?
We're boring.
We're boring today. I already had my tea this morning. She had her soup. We were doing our religious things that we do after church. And for me, that usually entails my special tea, which is in a great big mug, and I didn't feel like more tea. So I've got my very fashionable water jug from Modell's that's even losing the print. And Taya's got her water jugs. One of the reasons that we're recording late is because we had a family day planned yesterday. We left the house about 11 a.m. or 10, 11 a.m. and went out to eat, went to Perkins, and that was nice. And then we went to our local yarn store to drop off the stuff to Evan's house. So all of the stuff that you guys have donated is gone. The pregnancy center has the things that were going to the pregnancy center, and Evan's house, the stuff has been given to the person who will give it to Evan's house whenever she gets to Evan's house. They were both very, very appreciative. We are very grateful to you all for your generosity.
Thank you so
They
much.
are very. They both said, "Please thank your viewers."
Yes.
So we are
Sorry
thanking
for
you.
my
We are thanking you now officially.
Yes.
Thank you so much. The gifts are very much appreciated, and they will be put to good use. So we thank you for that. And I will show you in acquisitions what occurred at the LYS in acquisitions, or in what do we call that?
Stash
Enhancements.
How long have we been doing this podcast?
I don't know. Don't ask me questions.
How long?
It's not schooling. I can't know that. Anyway, after we went to LYS, we went to the Arts and Crafts Fair, and I don't want to say a whole lot about it because I wasn't favorably impressed. I think that when you go to a crafts fair, arts and crafts fair, they had one booth with crocheting, they had, something with baskets and all that. And the thing that struck me there was not the fact that it was small. Okay, that's fine. Berryville's small too, but they're very, it was very nice over there. But this one was small and it wasn't particularly friendly. When you walk into a place like this, you expect people to be interested, whether they're selling their stuff or not. They're obviously wanting to show you what they have or they wouldn't be there. But they would look at you and just ignore you or talk to somebody next to them or whatever. And if you did engage with them, the one person I was able to engage in a conversation, it was like I was bothering the person. And, you know, this is not something I think that the yarning community has a problem with necessarily, but the one I would like to have known more about, the one with the crocheting booth, because she had some really nice stuff, and I would like to have known, you know, more about it, more about what she does, if she's on Ravelry, you know, whatever. But she just went right back to talking, barely acknowledged me that I was there. And it was kind of off-putting. Now, the ones who were the friendliest, I thought, were the musicians. They actually were selling baskets, which I found to be amusing because I went back. Taya had a little bit of problem with the heat, so she was waiting inside for my husband to bring the car around. And I went back to see if I could buy one of their discs because they were very sweet. They let me take pictures. And they weren't selling discs. They were selling baskets. I was highly annoyed because they weren't selling what I wanted them to sell. But that was, to me, that was a high point. They were a high point. They played well. They had two violins. Yeah. They had one violin and a banjo.
I don't know. I wasn't out there.
I don't
very
remember
long.
if it was a banjo or a guitar. They had a violin and a banjo or a guitar, and then later on they brought in a second violin. And they were doing like Irish folk or Irish.
It was enjoyable music.
It was nice. I would like to have had a disc. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to let you know why we're doing Sunday, and my husband thought maybe you guys might be interested in the experience of going to a place like that where you expect people to be a little, at least somewhat friendly, if not outgoing, and finding out that you go there and it was a complete turn off. I didn't want to stay, you know.
Now, in their defense, it was very hot out there.
It was hot, but the fact remains that it's like teaching or nursing or anything like that. If you're out there, you can't have a bad day. You have to be able to put your best foot forward. And people will understand if it's a bad day. This was early. They opened at 10. I mean, they might have been there setting up and everything. And it hadn't even hit the heat of the day yet. We were there before 2 o'clock because we got home at 2:30. So, you know, I'm willing to give them that benefit of the doubt, but you also have to remember that you're out there because you want to be out there, and I'm talking about the inclusive them, you know, because you want to sell stuff ostensibly, or you at least want to drum up interest for your business or show them or whatever. So you've got to be somewhat friendly, and I was just annoyed, and my husband thought, well, maybe you should say something. And I'm not mentioning where we were at or who they were because that's not necessary.
No.
But
it was an unusual experience for the crafting community because most crafting things that we've been at, they've been very friendly.
Right. So
because most of them are highly enthusiastic about what they're doing.
These people didn't. I think that's what was missing. There was no passion. There was no passion for what they were doing. No sense of enjoyment. There was no like, oh, these people really like what they're doing. It was just, you know, like I could be here, or I could be sitting in front of my TV watching television. You know. So it was very strange. Okay, so moving on. It's like, okay, what does that have to do with the podcast, right? Okay. All right, the Lady Fernico Creations giveaway is still going strong. I thank everybody who has put it, and thank you so much for the compliments of my yarn. I appreciate that very much. And thank you everybody who has favorited the shop and who has told other people about my shop. I am getting an increase in favoriting my shop, so I appreciate that. Thank you. I will pull for prizes before we podcast next week, because next week is June 1st, and I said you guys had until June 1st. So I will try to pull for prizes before we do the podcast on June 1st. Okay? And I didn't bring that out here to show you, but it's a skein of Lady Fernico Creations, and I think the worsted weight for that one is a little over 450 yards or something like that, and then like a 218 yard skein of frozen to go with it. Okay, now let's see here. So if you are interested in that, the pictures in the thread, and there's still time to put in for that. Okay, and the you know, if you want, the rules for being eligible are in the thread. Okay. All right. Let's see. That runs till May 31st. All right. And I talked about Evan's House and our LYS and the Pregnancy Center. So we go into other groups. The Yarn and I Cappy podcast is having a I Heart Mickey Cow Cow Low. Okay, we are part of that. She has graciously let us be a part of that, along with Crocheting Hoovian and Doc Firewoman, who is Diary of a Fistless Farm Gal. and I think Heidi from Undead Yarn. There's one more. I always forget one of them.
Darkfire
Woman, Crocheting Hoovian, Undead Yarn, us. I guess I got them all. And Cappy. I think I got them all. Okay, so the information's in her group. It's a lot of fun. She has said that all 3 of ours will dovetail with hers, so that's very gracious of her, all 3 of our alongs. So that's really cool. Okay, take a look at that. Mom Cook, who is Renee, is hosting for the April-May Loom Along in the Loom Along group. And you have one more week for that, for her particular hosting, and she's using the Sunlight Cal. That's her pattern, okay? And that's also one of our featured patterns for autism awareness. Now, she was saying that they have a new along I think it's like every couple months, and you learn a new skill. So if you're interested in looming and you haven't done it, or you're a beginner like me, you might want to do that. Yes, I see that. Stop that. I have to get involved with that as well, because it's a good way to learn stitches and things. And then Beth can't put me in the Loom Along playpen. So, anyway, so check that out if you're interested in learning how to do loom knit projects, or if you already do it. It sounds like a lot of fun. The Crocheting Hoovian podcast group has several alongs going on. The Creature Feature Cal Lao, which she's doing with Darkfire Woman from the Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast. And she's co-hosting with us the Autism Awareness, as she always does, Laura does. So that's going, of course, to the end of this month. No, the end of next month. The end of next month. I talked to you just before we started about that. 5 seconds before we started about that. It goes to the end of June. And then she has the Whip It Good, and she has the her life shawl Cal. Okay, and I'm not sure how long that one's going. All the rules for all the different alongs that we're talking about are in those people's groups. Okay, and if we mention them either as podcast groups or as groups that we think you might like, we mention them because we think you might like them and we like them. One or both of us like them. Okay. The Diary of a Physicist Farm Gal podcast group, that's Deborah, Darkfire Woman. She's got the 2019 Kidder Getter Done, which is kits, okay, that you've got hanging around or whatever and you haven't finished. And I have a couple that I've got started or sitting on my shelf, and I said, I've got to do this, and I haven't done it yet. But I will. I think this goes all year. I think all hers go all year. So, and then I like big shawls, and I cannot lie. Now, this is knitted, and you can find the specifics in her group, and I think it's like, it has to be like more than 1,200 or 1,500 yards in the pattern. And we determined
that Dobbinwood by KFJ Jones
does count. Okay, so that's good. And she's doing that with another person. I'm not familiar with that person. I really need to get back and see who that is. The 2019 Farmer's Almanac Make-Along, and we're still in the May one for another week. The Never Have I Ever, which is learning new skills, and the Creature Feature with Laura Concert. Okay, so she's got a lot going on. And I'm really far behind. I keep saying I want to watch her podcast, but things have been horrendous over here for the last week and a half or so. Mm-hmm. So if you've seen on Instagram, you've seen the why of it, and we'll talk about that a little later.
Heavens, if you watched the podcast on Ravelry. Because I had a picture.
On Ravelry?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So, and if those of you haven't, we'll talk about that a little bit later. But anyway, that's why I'm behind on Deborah, because just haven't had the chance. I hope to get caught up with her soon, or at least start watching again if I can't get caught up. The Comforting Crafts group, who is B-Wing, that's Brittany. She's not a podcast, but she is a very fun, charity-oriented group. She's one of our moderators. And she has What Are You Reading in 2019. I think it's 19 hats 2019, 52 dishcloths in 2019, and color work. I finally got something into her color work group. Yay, me! And I think I've got her a couple of hats in there, too, for her hats.
That's right, you put in...
baby hats.
But for the color work, you put in MPKC.
Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat.
MPKC? She jumped down and slept with me.
Yeah. She was trying to scratch her face off.
Nah, she was being a typical kitty cat.
Okay. Bee's Knees group, that's Studio Von Design, and that's another one of our moderators. That's Vonnie. And she's got 19 of whatever in her group, and that's really exciting. I put, I think, 3 or 4 things in her group, too. I was in the mood to put things up there, so I had pictures and I put things up. So check that out. That's always a lot of fun. Vonnie's group is fun. Mm-hmm. And Vonnie, thank you for posting my shop in your group. I appreciate that. The Never Cast Off podcast group, that's Deb's Destiny, who is Debbie, and Blue Yarn Always, who is Sheila. Debbie has a Ravelry shop, and Sheila has an Etsy shop, which is Thank God for Bags. Okay? They're doing the Tracking Stash 2019, and I think they're still doing the Vega Wrap Knit Along. You can check them out. Their podcast is a lot of fun. They're podcasting a little more consistently now, so I like watching them. They have a fun dynamic going, so you might want to check that out. And then Vanilla Sock Pig podcast group, that's Vanilla Sock Pig, who is Stephanie. Stephanie, I hope you're feeling better after your surgery. She's doing the Multiple Myeloma Cal, and she's also a co-host for Autism Awareness. So I like her podcast a lot, and I don't know when she'll be doing her next podcast. She wants to do it sooner rather than later, is my understanding, but she has to get a little bit of recovery time here. So just keep an eye on her podcast group if you're a follower or if you want to be a follower, because she's worth watching. She does amazing color work. The woman can knit a sweater in a week, I swear. A color work sweater in a week. She's just absolutely amazing. And then the Undead Yarn podcast is Knitty Girl, who is Heidi, and she's got another something like the Whip It Good over in Laura Concert's group, where I think she calls it Frog It or Finish It. And I need to put some stuff in that group too, because I am caught up with Heidi, and I haven't put anything in there in a while, so I want to make sure I do that and support her podcast. She's got an Etsy shop as well. It's Undead Yarn, and she's got some really nice yarn there. Okay.
I know I favorited something there recently. It was
the Pale Man.
Yes.
That's pretty color for color work.
That's what I was looking at it for.
And I think it would make a really cute toy as well.
I was thinking color work.
Why no? But it could make a toy too.
Color work.
A colorwork toy.
That's what mine are.
Yes, a toy. Okay, so that's all I have for the other people.
Or it could be like Carl and
Arn and Carlos. I can't read my book from here. Yes, they're
the colorwork birds.
Wow, awesome. That's amazing. And thank you for all the information on them. A couple people, Sue and somebody else, a couple people gave us links and stuff for them. Appreciate that. Now, in our group, we have the PHN Tea and Tales year-long Cal Now. Okay, and our co-host for that's the very lovely Cappy, the Yarn and I Cappy, from the Yarn and I Cappy podcast group, and the Yarn
I am not
and
sure.
the Yarn and I. The people who have really similar names, it's harder for me to remember when they have really similar names than it is if they have completely different names, because I get confused as to which goes where.
Well, didn't Laura have that issue for a while?
Yes.
She was crocheting Hoovien versus the crocheting Hoovien.
I love them dearly, but oh my gosh. But anyway, the PHN Tea and Tales, along with Cappy, who is the Yarn and I, and this runs all year long, and we are just about finishing. Well, we have another month to go in the second quarter. Okay, so this is gone January 1st. It ends December 31st at midnight, going into January 1st. Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crochet. Previous whips are allowed. Chatter and pictures are all in the same thread. And the projects must be tied in some way to tea and or tails. Now, all of our moderators have been here for last year's, so if you have a question, feel free to ask. Talia or I will answer, one of our moderators will answer, or one of our moderators will tag us. Okay, like Rena tagged me for a question, I forget where it was, she tagged me for Autism Awareness, I
remember
think.
you mentioning it to me.
Yeah.
I don't remember where it was though.
So, we will get to them as soon as we are aware that there is something that needs answering somehow, if they can't answer it. And they're very good, all of them. And Valeria and Sue, who used to be moderators, are still quite knowledgeable, and they might pipe in now and then if they feel like they can. So we have plenty of people to answer questions. We have plenty of people who are not moderators and never have been, like Allison and things like that, who know what's going on, and they're very good at that kind of stuff. All right, where was I? Oh, if you have a question about whether or not it's a tail, you can look on Google Goodreads or Amazon. You can ask us, but if you want a definitive answer, you can look up on Amazon or Goodreads. And if you show us that because we have a question about it, then we will go with that, because they know better than we do. we do accept graphic novels. That might be an iffy thing, but graphic novels, we do consider those tales, okay? 1 WIP per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. And the prizes for this time, I believe, is a purple package from Plum Deluxe, and a pattern that Mom Cook, who's Renee, donated very generously. She does have one knitted pattern if you don't loom knit, but if you want to learn how to loom knit, or if you loom knit already, or if you want to learn to loom knit, ask her. She could probably tell you which of her patterns are beginner friendly.
Yeah.
And she can maybe get you started on that. So she's really fantastic. Very, very sweet person. We do have Franciscan Gypsy Designs FOs and Lady Fernicle Creation Yarns FOs, Mom Cook Loom Knit Pattern FOs, and that deal with tea and tails. Feature patterns by Crocheting Hoovian and Studio Von Design. Those are all, if they have to do with tea and or tails, they are eligible for 2 chances at a prize. If you use my yarn or Cappy's yarn is also eligible for 2 chances at a prize in the FO. If you use my yarn or Cappy's yarn in union with the featured patterns mentioned, and one or both are referencing tea and or tails, then you have 3 chances at a prize. Okay, but you are responsible for your own multiple postings because you guys are amazingly busy, and I will miss somebody if I tried to do all the multiple postings.
Not to mention, I think that if you want multiple chances for prize, you should be responsible for your own.
Says Miss Curmudgeon. Okay. The tags for this are PHN TNT, like Dynamite 2019 on Ravelry, and hashtag PHN TNT 2019 on Instagram. Okay, let's see here. Where am I going into now? Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot to mention the wonderful generosity of Cappy. We have a dedicated thread for her coupon codes that she's done. She has very generous coupon codes for her shawl kit that she did up just for our PHN Tea and Tails along. It's a beautiful shawl. I haven't started it yet, but I intend to as soon as I get myself in gear. And I'm a little nervous about doing 2 strands of yarn together, but she very nicely didn't give me mohair. She gave me a sparkle, so it's not as sticky, so I can maybe try to do 2 strands with that.
Right.
And so there's a coupon code for that, and there's a separate coupon code for anything that's in her shop. So check that out. And her shop is The Yarn and I on Etsy. Okay. Let's see here. Autism Awareness 2019 is going strong. We are 2/3 of the way through at the end of this month. So by the time we podcast again, we'll be going into the 3rd month out of 3. And I just love seeing everything, all the bright colors. And thank you, Rena, for putting my mind at ease. I was saying that I was looking at everything and liking it, but just commenting at the end, and Rena said that she understood that we were busy and that things were, that everybody understands that we are doing the best we can. So I appreciate that. Every once in a while, we need to hear that, because I don't know about Talia, but sometimes I feel guilty about letting things go too long. And so I appreciate the fact that you guys are aware that we're doing the best we can. That's why we have more moderators to help us out. So thank you for your understanding about that. The autism awareness, as I said, the projects are absolutely gorgeous. We have bright colored, plain bright colored, and bright colored sparklies, which are fun. Just lovely and very enabling. I think I picked up some patterns. I'm not sure which of the alongs I've been picking up patterns from, or if I'm doing
a mixture of everything.
Mixture of everything, where I've been picking up things and putting them in my queue. So that's awesome. And the rules are the same. I'm not going to go through the rules except to say that these have to be about 3/4 bright colors or blue. Hopefully the brighter blues. And it can also be sparkly. Okay? This is an autism awareness. We want it to be bright. If you've got somber colors, please make it be on the low, a quarter or less of the project. If it's too much, it'll get whooshed to the show-off thread. Okay?
What's that old saying? A what in the hand is better than 2.
A bird in the hand.
Well, she's a flying pig in the hand.
A flying pig in the hand. Okay, so the tags for this are PHN AA 2019 for Ravelry and hashtag PHN AA 2019 on Instagram. Okay. We do have several prizes that we have shown already. We're not going to show them today. Like we said, it'll probably be June before we show them again. So I will try to get them a little more organized. But right now I'm just having a hard time keeping my house organized. So with workmen in and out and things like that. So
we'll say more about that.
Yeah, we'll say more about that later. Let's see here. Our lovely co-hosts are Laura Concert, who is a crocheting Whovian, and Vanilla Sock Pig, who is Stephanie. So we're very glad to have them with us. And I said our rules are the same. We've had lots of donations, which we're very grateful for. We're trying to see here. Franciscan Gypsy Designs. Oh, and when I say designs, I have one design that's also included. I just keep forgetting because I only have one design. So, any Franciscan Gypsy design, Lady Fernico Creations design, brightly colored crocheting Whovian design, the Jack Be Nimble baby blanket, and the Sunlight Cow by Mom Cook, and the Miss World patterns, especially her weighted lapgan and bear. Those are all eligible for 2 chances at a prize for the FO. And if you use my yarn, brightly colored yarn, for this, or Cappy's, then my brightly colored yarn for this, Cappy's is the other one, then that is 2 chances at a prize for the FO. And then the last along we're doing is the Sparkle Like the Star You Are, Cal Cal Lao, and that ends at the end of June. And that's exactly what it says, sparkly. Sparkle yarns. Now I'm going to have to read this because I always get confused. The tag is PHN Sparkle 2019 on Ravelry and hashtag PHN Sparkle 2019 on Instagram. Everything is basically the same until we get to this here. Predominantly sparkle yarn. Non-sparkle yarns should be kept to a minimum in the project. Featured yarns, Lady Fernico Creations Sparkle Yarn, 2 chances at a prize for the FO, 3 chances at a prize for the FO using my Follow Your Star Sparkle Yarn, and 4 chances for using the Follow Your Star Sparkle Yarn with a featured pattern, which is my pattern or any of Talia's patterns. Okay, so that's how you get 4 chances, and you might want to snap that one up because that's not going to happen very often. 4 chances at a prize in one along for one project. Okay. So that's that. And if you're confused by that, because I always have to read this or I get confused, everything is in the Sparkle Like the Star You Are along thread, okay? And we have a lot of nice donations for that as well. We have a coupon code for PHNers who are members of the PHN Ravelry group for 20% off whatever is listed in the group, okay? And it's in my shop. The code is in the group. So you have to be a member of Ravelry to get the 20% coupon, and that goes until the end of June, okay? Now, if you're not a member of our group and you still want to be able to get a discount, you can join the group and get the 20%, or I have a coupon that goes until the end of this month, until the 31st of May, for 15% off, and that is AA Sparkle 15, and that's good until midnight, May 31st, okay? All right. Okay, so how many projects do you have? I need a drink of water.
I'm pretty sure I've listened to you.
I think I have 8.
I have 7.
Oh, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I have 8. Okay, so I guess I go first. Some of these didn't see a whole lot of work, but I did do something, so they're here. Okay, my knitting's my bag. Talia Alicia.
What? I yawned in my hand.
Rudeness. Okay, in my medium, my medium knitting's my bag, medium owl bag on a blue background. This is my Follow Your Dream project from the Yowza Way It shawl by Susan B. Anderson. I don't know.
Goes with your outfits.
Yes, it does. I think I might be kind of close to. I might have to weigh this because I might be close to doing the edging.
You probably should weigh it.
I probably should weigh it before I start up another row. So, the yarn is Yowza because that's what this was made for, One Skein of Yowza. And it is Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein in the Grand Dream colorway. It's got blues and purples, which is... Purples are not my favorite color, but I do tend to like the blues and purples. Mm-hmm. Not as much as the blues and greens, but blues and purples. So that's kind of pretty. I really like this. I'm looking forward to having it done.
Bag, goes with your outfits, which goes with your bag.
Goes with my bag. And I'm doing the cranky Chow Goose. I love Chow Goose, but I do not like...
Chow Goose are cranky, or are you cranky about the Chow Goose?
No, they are. Look at the bend in them. It looks like they're broken. But they're not. I don't understand the concept of why it's like that. I guess so maybe they don't come off the needles as easily. But I like the other ones better, the red lace.
Maybe it keeps us from twisting?
Maybe. I don't know. But, the needles work well. It's just that it kind of bugs me when I'm trying to get over. I do use these, as witnessed by the fact that I have this on here. But I prefer the red lace, ChiaoGoo red lace. Mm-hmm. And I think these are just called red... something just red. It's slightly different.
They're just called just red?
Yeah, I think they're just ChiaoGoo red circular. Just red. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, it's not red lace. But they work really well. The needles are still the same needles. I just don't particularly care for that join. Mm-hmm. Okay, so your turn.
So, in my star knits...
Oink. 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 Oink.
In my star knits,
because apparently I'm just 3. Star knits what bag?
R2.
R2. I can balance a ball on my head.
You can balance a pig on your head.
I am a model. Like Megan pulling the bags over her head.
Yeah. So, I actually have to check and see what kind of yarn this is because I got this a long time ago. I think it's Lemonade Shop.
Lemonade Shop, yeah.
Yeah, it's Lemonade Shop, and the colorway is Rainbow Dream. This is a DK.
She kind of likes rainbows, doesn't she? Didn't she do the other one that you had a rainbow in, or was that somebody else? The dark one that looked like Rainbow's End or whatever. Was that her too, or was that...
The sparkle one was a different...
Was that Sparkle You... Tempting You?
Tempting You was the last one.
Okay.
I have watched something else in hers. I think I made it for Davina.
Mm-hmm. But wasn't it yellow? No, the yellow one was Dragon Horde.
I can't remember which one the other one was. But this one I initially got for me for socks, but I've kind of fallen out of love with socks. So this is going to be a hat for Davina, Diana's hat.
She loves her Diana hats.
Yes,
Diana's hats.
So
Joanna Johnson, I think Davina probably owns more Diana's hats than anybody on the planet.
She owns quite a lot.
She does. She really loves them.
So I am so sorry, guys.
She's been sleeping on the couch, and again, you'll find out why later.
But yeah, so this has gotten a little bit of love.
I like the colors. It's pretty. I'm not a big purple person, but that's pretty.
I worked on it for the first time in a long time yesterday because that was what was in my purse.
Right.
I wanted a little bit more than half a row done on it, so I continued working on it.
Okay. My next one, let me see here. I actually did a little bit of work on this in my Kikibu Owls Holiday Owls bag. Kikibu bags, Holiday Owl bags. I've got my Sherbet Toddler Hat 2, and I actually don't know if this is actually 3, not 2. Well, I guess the first one was a baby, like an infant hat. This is a toddler hat. So I did a little bit. You can say I made some progress. You can actually see there's something on the loom here. And this, I'm just trying to finish up this yarn. Get it out of my stash. So I must have done maybe 2, 3 rows, 4 rows maybe. Got a loose stitch here. I'm not sure why that is. Oh well. But it's all in the same place, so it'll just be a design element. Okay, so that's that.
Oh, okay. In my Ploverbird Creepy Llamas bag.
I almost said creepy owls. There are no creepy owls.
They're all creepy. With their murderous glares and their knife on their face.
They don't have a knife on their face.
Knife on their face.
Cute little owls.
Mean-faced
pick your eyeballs out.
Exactly. They have a knife on their face.
Do not, in fact.
So,
I have an owl that has a horn on its head.
so a knife
It's
on two parts of
it's
his
a
face.
unicorn owl. It's a uni owl. It's so cute. Davina got it for me.
I have a unibunny.
Yeah, Davina got those for us.
You got me the unibunny.
I got you the unibunny.
Which makes it sound like a unibomber.
You're weird.
Anyway, in my creepy llamas bag is... Ooh, did this kind of come on? Yep, kind of barfed.
Oops.
Hold on.
I was really mad. I was doing one project. I forget what it was. And the yarn was broken.
Oh.
It was good yarn.
Huh.
And it wasn't the fact of the fault of the shop. I think it was because it was still in the ball band when I got it. But when they put it together, it was a broken yarn.
Well, I remember I'm way behind on Bakery Bears. I was watching Old Run K. He was having Dan guess the weight of yarn, and when she pulled the ball band off, because she didn't want him to see what the ball band was, because he was trying to test himself, she saw that underneath the opal had hidden a place where it was tied.
Right. And because what I will do in my yarn shop, if it's like that, you'll see I have a buzz in my yarn shop, in my shop. I forget what weight it is, but I've got two of them. It's got all the yarn, but what happened was it broke. So I've got the two, and I said that it's all there, and I think I put it on sale. It's all the yarn is there, but it's in two parts. You got to be full disclosure on things like that. I've had times where I've said, there's more than a couple knots in here, so this is discounted.
So this got some work on it. This is the alternate spring hearts.
I had a lot of work on it. That's pretty.
But I think it's still only like 2.5. Oh no, this one I might have gotten to...
That looks like it's about 3.5.
I don't think it's there yet, because if it's 3.5, I'd be able to start the color work.
It's pretty close to 3.
It might be almost 3. It's like they grow when I'm not looking.
Yeah, and then they shrink when you're not looking.
Yes. Let's see.
You get all excited. Oh, I'm all really close. When I was doing the handbrake cowl, it grew and it grew, and all of a sudden it shrunk or it stopped, no matter what I did.
Yeah, it's not quite 3.
Okay, but it's close.
Well, it knew I was working on the brown one, and it had to keep up. It's about 2.5.
Oh, okay.
So...
That's really pretty. It's 2x2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the pattern is Off With Their Heads by Faye Kennington.
Are we going to see heads rolling all over the place?
Yes. And that's all I have to say about this.
Oh, okay.
There really isn't much to show. It's ribbing.
Okay.
Shepherd's wool.
In my Silver Shed USA large Eeyore bag, this is one of the ones I wanted to work on. This is the School Marm shawl from the Easy A pattern by Laura Smoot. So, I had to be careful where I worked anything, because apparently I can't concentrate right now on anything complicated, even remotely complicated, if there are things going on.
Did you mess this one up too?
No. I put an extra row of lace in here because
That's kind of cool looking though.
Yeah, because I put an extra row, a whole bunch of extra rows down here.
It usually has a spine.
Spine?
Yeah, like a vertebrae. Right here.
Oh, okay. Well, this is sideways though, because it's gonna be like this. So I'm enjoying this. I'm getting ready to do the next section. Now that I finished the lace, repeat one more time. And this is a really easy pattern. The only reason that there's an error in this, which I've incorporated as a design element, is because I wasn't paying attention. It's not even that I wasn't paying attention. I misread it. I have a hard time with patterns. It's just the way my brain is wired. So if it's not really super clear, and I don't mean by her, I mean by my standards, if it's not super clear, I have to divide things. If there's a lot going on, I will divide the row into step 1, step 2, step 3, so I can see what I'm doing. Otherwise, my eyes go to places they shouldn't go.
There's a reason my patterns are as long as they are.
Yeah.
This person. This person.
Yep. So that's this, and this, as I said, my Silver Shed USA. The yarn is Yowza in Gotta Love Me colorway, and I've got US 10.5s, but I have knit picks on here, but they're not knit picks. These are Chow Goos. And you can see that these are the red laces. They are straight. They're not that curvy, weird thing. I think the stitch markers came from Laura Concert. The teacup stitch markers. We have generous people who give us
Yes, we
things.
do.
Very nice.
We're wearing our favorite colors today.
Although most people would say yours is yellow and mine is kind of a green now.
Yeah. So, in my Silver Shed, no, not Silver Shed, Plover Bird TARDIS Bigger on the Inside bag.
Bigger on the inside.
Universe is inside. Is the Dobbenwood pattern by K.F. Jones of Bakery Bears fame. And I call this the TARDIS Traveler Wrap. And I'm using Miss Babs Yowza. And it's, I think the black is obsidian, the white is just naked, and then
Zing.
blue is zing. And I'm in the,
It's curling up there.
well, it does that, unfortunately. Until it blocks, it's going to do that. This will be a lot of fun when I'm finally finished with it.
Yeah. I am still on this section right here.
I'm in the second lace repeat.
Yeah. Because I have other things I want to finish. I'm closer to finishing.
Mhm.
And I also want to have time where I can sit down and be uninterrupted to do this part of it. I'm not so worried about the lace. It's this right here. I keep getting off count.
Oh, there's this alternating with lace.
Yeah, I know. But my point is, once I get past here, I have all this that I can do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is all stockinette here, which is why this keeps curling up.
Yeah.
But it's going to be nice and fun and eye-catching.
Mine is a little more subtle. I don't remember what colors I chose. I have
Blues.
greens
and
and blues.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Where's my thingy?
What thingy?
There it is.
Okay.
Put it back in the bag.
All right. This is usually my Valeria bag, but I had taken it with me to offices, and I'm just going to leave it in here right now because Ty's got a doctor appointment on Friday, so I'm going to end up switching anyway. So in my Turbo Knitter, this is Kenneth, Turbo Knitter 64 bag, is my On Cloud 9 project from the Lala Simple Shawl pattern by Laura Linneman. And these, I'm using 10.5, 6.5 millimeter Chalgu red lace circulars and Undead Yarn bulky. And this is just a kind of a bare color. So I did a couple rows on this.
You're facing the wrong side toward the...
Well, you gotta give me a chance to get my bearings, elbow head. So see, it's getting really big.
Mhm.
I like this a lot.
And it always looks so classy in
Yeah.
the plain yarn.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's very soft and squishy in this yarn. It actually is a quick knit. If you sit down to do it, it is a quick knit.
Yeah.
It's just taking me a long time because it's taking me a long time. I'm just happy I'm getting things done. So, this is, if you want to do a pattern for charity or for yourself that's classy, this would be a really good one to do because it's just simple to follow and works up fast, and it's just a lot of fun. Laura does a very nice, friendly pattern. I'd say this is beginner friendly because I'm definitely still a beginner knitter, even though I've been doing it for a while, because it takes me a while to get things done. And I don't feel like I can say I'm not a beginner until I learn to fix my own mistakes.
Right.
So I'm getting there, but
at this point, you still depend on me to fix your
yes,
mistakes.
or to help me fix them. And so I think partially because I get to a point where my mistakes I don't notice them until they're too far down, and I'm afraid to do that and have to
But you
follow
also
it.
don't have a lot of self-confidence when it comes to your knitting.
Yeah, I'm more likely to do crochet fixes than I am knitted.
So, in my... This one is Silver Shed USA. Avengers bag.
I have one like that, only it's this big.
Yeah, I think I gave you that one too.
Well, we traded.
Yes, we traded.
Yeah.
So this is Mom's horsey.
Pony.
Horsey.
Pony.
Horsey.
Pony. Pony.
Horsey. Horsey.
Pony. Pony.
And this is the Sparkle the Unipony pattern by me. Horse head.
It's so cute. I can't wait to have that. Exciting.
And horse neck and main body. And horse muzzle with ears hidden inside.
You don't want to
Like
know
one of
what's
those
coming out of the pigs.
One of those Russian dolls.
Yeah, or one of those clown cars.
And I have one piece
Pig?
in process.
Oops.
He threw my pig down.
He doesn't fly. He jumped off the elbow cliff. And he did not fly.
And I think I'm on a straightaway.
Are you doing the back end of it?
Mm-hmm. Was your pony he or she?
I don't remember that far back. I mean, I was, I think I got it when I was 8 or something like that. 9. Maybe a little older. It was a long time ago.
This is to replace the one that Mom lost eons ago.
In a move or something. Okay. In my Mama C, that's Christina, Words bag that she gifted me, is my Lady Caprice project from the Terra, the Sea Turtle pattern by Talia. And the yarn is, this is the Lady Furnicle colorway. This is the yarn and I
love your combinations there.
Yeah, I do too. So this, Cappy gifted me this, and she's gifted me a couple of skeins of this. I have more for her shawl.
So Lady Furnicle Creations.
This is Lady Furnicle. This is Lady Furnicle. This is
Villainous.
Villainous from Dragonfly Fibers, and then this is Marigold Jen in Tangerine Speedo. So,
which is a mental image that none of us needed.
So I think I can cut this and give it. Oh, I did cut it. I don't think I need any more of this,
No,
right?
you
Because, and I have. She gave me some of this for my shawl.
Gosh, thank you. Is it the same weight? Do you need it for your shawl?
It's a DK weight. I shouldn't.
Okay.
She gave me 2, and if I don't use it right away, keep it where I can find it, in case I do need
I'll
it.
just put it in the bag with my blanket stuff.
Yeah, just have it in case I need it, but I don't think so. So this is I'm doing the getting ready to decrease down and close it up for this, and this will be the head. And I do have DK Bare Necessities of my own yarn that I can use for the eyes and stuff like that. The black I don't know what I'm going to use for the black yet, but
Well, it's not like you don't have a dyer that you know.
yeah. I guess I could just dye up a skein of the black and just hold on to it.
Right, but that's one of those things that you use big
DK.
enough when you use toys.
Because I should have one like in worsted, one in DK, and one in sport, so I can just have it for whatever. But
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
In my running out of back support,
What project is that? They're running out of back support.
in my Knitter's Magic kitties playing with yarn and soft brown bag,
Yeah, it's very soft.
is my Cathedral Grove by Faye Kennington.
Do you have that big bag for that, so you have all the yarn together? Is that why you're doing it? And that big?
It's just because that's what I happen to put it in.
A little tiny bag.
That's
Great big bag.
That's literally my only logic for what is in the bag.
That is illogical.
Thought of moving my sweater to this bag, but that required effort, so I didn't.
Lazy. Bones.
If you call Bones lazy,
Your bones.
Bones is lazy.
Finish up.
I'm a Dr. Jim, not
Not
a
a
knitter.
knitter.
So, this is little.
Although you could make an argument for being a seamstress.
You could. I'm not sure if he'd appreciate that terribly much. I just want.
Steamer. Sewer, I guess they're called now.
Yeah. Let me just measure. Oh, this one's not the one with the measure. This is the one with the measure. Oh, I threw the one with the measure here. Because it was helping keep my feet warm. I just want to see how many inches I had to go. I feel like I was a little farther along with this one than the other one. Just slightly, because I worked on it slightly more. No, it doesn't appear like I'm that much farther along.
Okay, about 2.5 there too.
Oh, it's almost, actually it's almost 3. Hold on. Because I can go to a little over 3 inches. I think it's like 3 1/4.
No, that's close to 3.
Yeah, it's close to 3.
Are you in need of assistance?
No, it's 3.
Okay, good.
Well, it's close to 3.
Well, which is it?
Like that far from 3.
That's not close to 3
very-
for knitting. That's
like-
that could be another 3 rows or 4 rows.
It's like a row away from 3.
The row that never ends.
And, yes, I might actually eventually get to the color work on this. Maybe. At some point in the very distant future. So this goes back in my Superman. Clark Kent. He really probably shouldn't have his secret identity on there.
Well, I can't tell he's Superman just because with glasses. I mean,
I loved something someone posted on Facebook. Clark comes home, takes his glasses off and puts them on the table, and Lois is like, "Where'd the table go?"
they make him invisible. That's what it does. Okay. In my Mama C Owl bag, another one that, this one I think we traded for, but she made this for me. I absolutely love it. It's so cute. This is my September the Baby Turtle from the Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle pattern by Talia. And I'm about the same place on this as I am on Terra. So this is Dragonfly Fibers in Sheafed, I think. Let me see.
That sounds right.
Yes. Marigold Gen DK in Liquid Gold. I think I have the same...
You do. We had this conversation
No,
last
the
time.
same combination. Not the same... It's not the same colors, pretty close, but the same combination of dyers.
Yes.
Only this is Madeline Tosh.
Yeah.
I don't know what the third one was in my... Oh, it was Cappy's.
Yes.
It was Cappy's. The shell.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'm working on this, and I'm not giving Talia what I have left of the Dragonfly just yet, because I think I might make a mirror image of
Yes.
this, because I want to have 2 of them on my bed.
Because it takes 2 turtles to replace an ugly dog.
Yeah. Well, then I was going to have to get used to the fact that I'm going to be putting animals on the bed. So, at least they're not real, they're not cats.
No more monkeys jumping on the
No
bed.
more monkeys jumping on the bed. The kids in CCD used to love that. Remember, they would get all wired, and so we'd try to do some kind of action song, not necessarily religious. And one of them was monkeys jumping on the bed.
You see, I don't remember doing that one for them.
Yeah, I think we did. The one that we used to do a lot was head, shoulders, knees,
Yes,
and toes.
that one we did all the time. Okay.
Maybe we didn't do that. Maybe it was at homeschool that I did the other one.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Okay.
get the wiggles out.
So, is it my turn?
Yes.
Okay. In my silver...
Pig stare of doom. It's related to Patty. Of doom, doom, doom. Patty. Patty, I owe you an email. I'm sorry I haven't gotten to you. But you know why, because I wrote to you about that.
In my Silver Shed USA... This actually needs to move to a bigger bag.
Maybe you should put your hat in there. It's still matched then.
Well, this is a hat.
What?
This is a hat, too.
Oh.
It just has more colors.
Well, then move the lesser color one in here.
Yeah, that would be logical.
Wait, there's people for Beth to see.
Hang on, hang on.
Show
This
Beth
is my
the-
Silver Shed USA books bag.
Show Beth the people. She wants to see
And
the people.
this is my Lion Witch in the Wardrobe hat by Linda Moss. And Linda has recently released a new hat pattern.
It's beautiful.
It is very lovely. And so go check it out.
Yeah, I picked one up.
Linda Moss on Ravelry.
Yeah. It works for Brittany's color work.
Yes, it does.
And never have I ever, if you don't color work right now, for
So-
Dark Fire Woman.
I finished People. So those are...
That's really cute.
You could make an argument that all the Pembices? How did I say the last name?
I don't know. Penvises.
Pembices?
I don't know. I never really focused on their last name. I just,
Yeah.
you know.
So you could say it's either, Lucy and Peter, or, I always forget the older girl's name because I never liked her very much.
Yeah, that's see, I forgot the younger boy.
I know too. I was sitting there going like, because I didn't like either of them as much.
Yeah.
Even though he's
he's the one who grew. He's the one who grew.
I felt like her character didn't.
Yeah. Because Peter's the oldest, and then there's the girl. I can't think of her name right
Elizabeth?
now.
No.
That's gonna bug me now. And I know them. I know all of them.
Yes. Oh, I had it and I lost it. Hang on.
Susan.
That's it.
Susan. Peter, Susan, and then Lucy. Why can't you ever do what you're told?
Susan. Edmund.
Yeah.
Edmund.
That's a more unusual one for me. I don't think it's unusual maybe in Britain, but I think,
especially during that time period that it's based during. It's not overly unusual.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was based in World War II because they were being shipped out to the country.
Yeah,
as
because
they
of
were
Nazis.
doing, yes.
But my point is
Because of
that
bombings.
I don't think that Edmund is ever a common name in the United States. So that's why I'm saying
Maybe not in the U.S.
It was. I think we tended to use Edward more.
Yeah, but so you have the kids matched up boy girl.
Boy, girl. And it might be all four of them, or it might be just two of them repeated.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an argument for Edmund and Lucy, who eventually were the only ones who were able to go back.
Right.
Because it was after...
Because all of them went back twice.
All of them went back...
Well, they went back once. They went together and went back again. And then Lucy and Edmund went back...
Another time
with...
Colin?
No, his name not Colin.
Their cousin.
Yeah, their cousin. But what a brat he was.
Well,
But he changed.
Yes.
He
I didn't like the book as much when he came back with the other girl.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, we're digressing. And we can't, apparently we're not able to pull names or anything out right now, so we'll just gloss over that and go on into the rest of this.
I thought his name was Colin.
No, I don't think it was Colin.
It was a C though, wasn't it?
It might have been. We'll think about that later.
It's gonna bug me.
Yeah.
So, and then I have lions growing on top.
Yeah, Aslan.
So, slowly but surely growing, enjoying my color combinations.
Very nice.
So yeah, go and check out her other patterns. Linda
She
Moss.
has some beautiful patterns.
Yes, she does.
The free ones are wonderful, and her paid for ones are wonderful. Just amazing.
Yes.
I actually have a bag for this now. In my Lady Fernicle Creations, because this is where Little Miss Peppermint Kitty Cat was.
And BKC.
Yes. So this is my Lion Witch in the Wardrobe hat. I'm calling it Aslan right now. And I did, I don't know, I think I did 3 or 4 rounds on this. Mostly when I was getting my hair done. Fixed up. So the ribbing is quite pronounced now. And they said 1.5 inches, and I think I have like maybe a 1/2 inch to go. Maybe a little bit more.
That 1/2 inch will last for a long time.
So I can see the ribbing. I'm really happy with that. I can just, look at it and say, oh, okay, this is the right stitch, and then, oh, no, I'm not. I can back it up. So I'm learning, I can read the ribbing now that it's bigger. So that's good. And I'm using Chow Goose. These are size 2.5s. Yes, Laura, concert, 2.5s. She knows I hate working with really small needles, but I wanted to do this hat, so... Okay. And the colors are Forever and Blue Jeans, and Lady Fernicle Creations, Forever and Blue Jeans, that's the blue, and then Bare Necessities, which is a cream, a natural. And that's my DK weight, so...
Yeah, I have just a bunch of stash in mine, except for Mom's Not Quite a Pug. So my last one's actually the one I've been working on the most. It's what I've wanted to work on. In my Silvershed USA PHN, original PHN bag, is my Anne's Midnight Romance, which is the Anne sweater by,
Joanna Johnson.
yes, thank you. I had like 3 different designers run through my head at the same time, and I was like, this is not helpful.
I love Joanna Johnson.
I do
stuff.
too.
I've got.
I'm working on 2 of her projects.
I
right
have
now.
a couple of projects of hers going too. I think 1 or 2.
So I had to clear out my yarn a little bit because of events that'll be explained later. And I found 2 more skeins of this. So
What happens when you clean up your room?
you know what? I'm not talking to you anymore.
Aw.
Nope.
No.
Nope, not for the rest of the podcast.
Oh, okay, well, you could just have a silent podcast then.
I went ahead and separated for the sleeves. It's curling because it's stockinette.
There we go. This is my nice weight.
Mm-hmm.
What is this, a DK?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
So it's a nice, simple pattern. A lot of stockinette, which is what I need right now.
Very nice.
So holding stitches for the sleeves and just knitting along.
Do you have to put the collar on afterward?
It's not a huge collar, but yeah.
Okay.
A lot of sweaters work that way.
All right.
Usually the ones I've done like that work that way tend to have a long like boat neck collar, but this one does not.
A boat neck or a shawl collar?
Shawl.
Yeah. I think the boat neck is usually on a closed.
I meant shawl.
Yeah. Okay, in my original PHN bag, artwork by my husband, this is Silver Shed USA, is a new project. This is the Secret Garden shawl. This is from the Life Changes pattern by Laura Concert. I'm not using Chow Goose for these because I didn't have the right size, so I'm using my Zings, and they're working just fine. I prefer my Chow Goose, but the Zings work fine. And you can see where I'm at here.
Our local yarn shop has started talking about carrying Chow Goose.
Yes, she's going to start carrying Chow Goose. That's awesome. We're very happy with that. I forget who, I don't know if Laura gave me these owls or somebody else did. I was really appreciative of it. Did you give them to me? Or Davina? I don't know who gave them to
I
me.
can't remember.
But I love them. And that's,
Because you got a bunch of owls.
I don't know if it was this Christmas or last Christmas, I got a lot of owls.
It might be your birthday.
It might have been. So I'm working the second repeat on the first color that I have. And I've only balled up one color because I have quite a ways to go still on this color. And then I have to start on the next color. So these are the other 2 colors that will be going. You saw these when I picked them up from our local shop. Our local yarn shop, which was Knitter's Magic in Winchester. So if you're in, our area in Northern Virginia, you might want to check them out. They're a little small shop, but a lot of fun, and she's fantastic.
And they're in a good location. They're right by the walk plots.
Yep.
They
They have the walk plots. They have the
So it's
Children's
like
Science
Old Town,
Museum.
Winchester
Yeah.
is paved over.
Yeah.
So
it's a really
people
nice
just walk
place. It's
there.
a nice place, and they have a couple restaurants that we didn't notice when we were there until we were leaving with Daddy to go to the other place.
And then they have that's on the outside of it, but inside there's even more.
Yeah, there's restaurants and sometimes there are kiosks and things. So it's a nice area. It's in historic Winchester, and then if you go a little further down, you've got the art museum, or not the Shenandoah Museum, which is where they were holding the Arts and Crafts Festival that we went to. And I've never been in the museum, but someday I hope to. It looks really nice. Okay, so that's what we got for that. Do you have anything finished?
Nope.
Okay, neither do I. Royalties?
Nope.
Okay. I do have some royalties. I got, this is some bare yarn, just a couple of skeins of bare yarn for my shop. So that's what's in here. And I believe this is DK weight. I have some more coming in. I don't know if this is the sparkle weight or the DK weight. One is coming in and this is the other. I just haven't. I think this is just the regular DK. Okay, and the other thing was, Taya, when we went to the local yarn shop, the first time we went, last week, or Mother's Day weekend, we were not able to stay. We just went and picked up my prize and came home. because we had people waiting, we had things to do, and all that kind of stuff. This time, my husband was willing to wait a little while. He had to input some addresses into the GPS and all that kind of stuff. So we had about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. And so Ty got my Mother's Day gift. And she got me, this is all Malabrigo. It's worsted, and I already found a shawl, it's color work, that uses what we picked up. I had no idea what I was going to use when I picked it up, but I looked around and I found a pattern that if I can swing it, it'll be fine for this. It has a garter tab cast on, I think it is. That's something I haven't done before.
They're not hard.
But, so this color is Tuareg? I don't know. Tuareg. It's a really pretty.
You took it away from me.
Dark teal. It's
Tuareg.
It's more teal. I mean,
Tuareg.
It's looking a little more blue than it is. It's a lot of blue, but it's more of a teal in the blue. And then this one is stone blue, which I tend to like this. If you remember, the one I won is very close to this. It's not quite this color. It's up there. That one's more gray than this. So this is stone blue. And this one...
Oh, that's a...
jewel blue.
It almost looked similar to Peter Sound, but it's a different dyer.
This is... to me, it almost looked like a periwinkle, but it's not. It's a blue. It's called jewel blue. So we got these three colors right now. These are this one is going to be the main color. And then these two are the one has got about double the other. But
Puget Sound is what I was trying to say. I think it's a Puget Sound.
So these are all, this one I think said they need like 170 grams. This is 200 grams. And 90 grams of one of these and 45 of the other. So I have plenty of this. And then these only require 15 each. So this is the bigger expanses, and these are the colorwork pops. This one is hollyhock, and this one is simple taupe. I would have said it was an oatmeal, but that works too. So the colors that you're seeing in this shawl are these.
Very mom.
So I'm really excited about that. It was a very generous gift. So I was very appreciative of that. I like Malabrigo. This is Malabrigo. I'm trying to think of. It just says worsted. Doesn't have like Traveler or anything like that. It's
not all dyers do.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Don't know when I'll be starting this, but that's okay.
Any dyeing?
None.
So that leaves us on to what's going on.
Okay, well, before we go to that, I do want to say, Laura Concert, your order will go out on Tuesday because there's no mail on Monday, so I will try to get it packed up either tonight or tomorrow and send it off Tuesday morning. I do have a bunch of yarn that has to go into the shop, but I have to take pictures of it, so and I have to reskein some of it. And I haven't been able to dye yarn right now, and we'll explain that as we get into this stuff that's going on in our lives right now.
So, after we had podcasted last week on Saturday, did our thing, celebrated man's birthday, so on and so forth. And then Sunday morning at 4 a.m., I woke up to a part of my ceiling falling down. We had an invisible leak. We weren't quite sure where the water was coming from. It was just just a consistent little dribble.
Yeah, the guy said it could have been going for 10 years because every time it was the flange in the toilet and the intake, so it's all clean water. And it was every time they flushed the toilet, a little drop of water would come out. So he said it could have been 10, 15 years even. And then recently, I don't know how recently, it wasn't closing completely. So it kept dripping and dripping and dripping. We couldn't figure out where it was.
Yeah.
And then...
so part of the ceiling fell down, and then another part of it fell down. Probably, it was less than half an hour. At that point, I went and got people because I wasn't sure that the rest of my ceiling would come down. And we were very blessed that the toilet didn't come through my ceiling. So, no one was hurt. It came down on my dresser, but it came down between my dresser and my bed kind of area.
The footboard and the...
if it had gone any more, it would have landed on my feet.
Yeah.
Or taken down the
chandelier. The fan.
The fan, and that would have landed right on me. So we were lucky that it didn't come down.
Yeah. And we had minimal damage in terms of, like, to the dresser, to the bed, to the, to the stuff underneath and that kind of stuff. And, of course, Ty wasn't hurt, so that's a blessing.
So I have been sleeping here in our podcasting room. Because we have had machines in my room, and it's slightly disconcerting to sleep with
a gaping hole in the ceiling.
We
cannot see up into the bathroom. The floor is still there, but they're going to replace it all, and we were thinking about remodeling the bathroom anyway, so since insurance is going to pay for what's been damaged, that'll take off some of the costs. Instead of tearing it up again to remodel, we're just going to continue with the remodel. So it's been kind of hectic. We have Taya's room is scattered all over the house in terms of her stuff.
Because we're never sure when I won't have access.
Right. So I don't know when I'm going to be able to yarn dye consistently again. I'm hoping I can get back into it and just figure out what's going on. As soon as we know what use we have of the bathroom, then we can figure out where we can put things out of the kitchen so I can maybe use that again. And I just have to make sure I'm careful not to get dye stock on her stuff that's in the back room where I dye yarn. It shouldn't be too much of an issue because I don't usually bring dye out there, but you'll notice that there are not as many toys here because they're all moved down the back room so she can sleep here without suffocating. So
and also she said that she didn't want me crushing her toys.
Well, yeah, I can't always make them now, and it takes me a lot longer, so I don't want her crushing my toys. I want her crushing my toys in the first place. She can crush her own toys. Crush your own toys. Or the ones that belong to you. Like
my
this
other
one.
turtle girl. I'm missing a turtle. Is it over by you? Oh, it's over here.
I don't know. Okay. So I've had contractors in multiple times this week. We've had to call the plumber in twice. We have people going to come in on Tuesday. Then they said they're going to start the fix up probably the 3rd of June maybe. So I don't know how long it's going to take to get it finished. It'll be an interesting time. So, and for those of you who are sending prayers and good wishes, we appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anything else? Now, next week's podcast, we are planning on podcasting Saturday, but that is my week to go out with my friend for breakfast, so it will probably be a little bit later than normal. My friend and I go out to eat breakfast, and we're out for about an hour.
Her one friend.
My
only
friend.
one.
Yeah, I only have one friend, besides my husband. So, we're going to be going out to have breakfast, and we usually stay about an hour or 2 hours, and then, because she's a caregiver for an adult, for her parents. So she has to get back so that her son can get out and do what he has to do because he's getting ready for college, for seminary. So that's awesome. So we're going to do that, and then we'll podcast. I don't have anything in terms of ephemera today, and really I'm just not doing much in the way of reading, just kind of rereading a few things, and I am reading Into the Gleam. I'm trying to get through it. It's picked up a little bit. It's still kind of confusing, but at least it's a story that's holding together now.
Dad started me watching YouTube podcasts. They're a little bit shorter than the knitting ones, and they're called Comic Tropes. The guy's really knowledgeable about comics, and he's getting me reading comics again, which means I usually fall asleep reading my comics on my phone.
Yeah. Because
one of my medicines makes me sleepy at night.
Right. Okay, so we want to wish all of you a wonderful week and a wonderful... It's Memorial Day, right? Yeah, Memorial Day. I always get confused with Memorial Day and Labor Day. Want to wish you all a wonderful Memorial Day if you're in the States.
I wasn't paying attention to Father's sermon.
Oh, I paid attention. I just didn't pay attention to Memorial Day.
He talked about it.
I know he did. I don't care.
Oh. Oh.
I don't care that you're bugging me. Now stop it.
Oh.
I'm really tired. A little punchy. So, anyway, we want to wish you all a wonderful Memorial Day if you're in the States, a wonderful weekend if you're not, and a wonderful week full of knitting, crocheting, crafting, whatever it is to make you happy. And we hope to see you back here for the Fun in the Woman Cave this week. This is next week. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 356, and that's a wrap.
Bye.